So we just took these little spray bottles and put some water in it, just typical old tap water. And rather than spraying directly at the glass, I want to spray up and allow the water to fall. It creates more consistent speckles, and you don't have a lot of puddles. Lightly mist over. I like to work on cardboard because the reflection of the light in the glass helps me to kind of see. So I'm just gonna kind of mist it. I'm going to take my lacquer. Now, Jean's going to talk to you about lacquering furniture and how to apply that. When you lacquer furniture, you're very opaque. You want a nice, solid coverage with your color. With the glass, you have a little more freedom because you want those layers of colors to create new colors. You don't necessarily want to get full coverage. I'm going to do a little opaque. See how I'm not 100% covering? And I'm going kind of fast. It's the great thing I love about this process is that it's really, really fast. Now you can see where the lacquer is kind of sitting on top of the water. There's a couple of, we actually want to remove those areas. You don't have to if you didn't want to, but we want to for this particular finish. Now, there are a couple of different ways you can go about doing this. Some people like to take a paper towel and they'll actually kind of lay it down and allow that water to absorb into the paper towel and then it'll get picked up. I don't particularly like to do that because I've found sometimes texture of your paper towel gets left in your finish. I'm pretty heavy-handed, so when I go to kind of place that down, I always end up making that texture. So what you can do, because the lacquer dries so quickly, is you can come through with a rag, just a t-shirt rag like we've been using. And I'm just going to kind of, see how I'm just kind of picking it up? So now I'm exposing all these little speckles all over the place. Now there is a too dry and a too wet. So this is kind of, there's a nice little window. You got to make sure and get in there. And so see, now I've exposed all those little mists.
That's cool.
So now what I'm going to do, I'm going to take, this is called our Trellis A-Go-Go. It's a Mylar stencil, so it's multiple use. You can use it on walls, on furniture. So today we're going to use this one. And I'm just going to lay it down right on top. Now ideally you want to wait for this to really dry very well. It takes about 20 to 30 minutes. I'm just going to lay it down. Now I'm going to take my silver fox. This is our metallic, one of our metallic lacquers. Shake it really, really well. And I'm just going to spray it over. Now, I already have one done, so I don't suffocate you too much. Now, after you've sprayed the entire piece, you do want to let it dry maybe about 2 to 3 minutes so that you don't smear your lacquer when you're pulling it.
But do you want more full coverage on that, or is it the same kind of
It's up to you. You can or you can't. It really just depends on the look that you're going for. For instance, this yellowish color you're seeing right here, that's actually the citron, which is a green. So when it melds with the... Yeah, so this is the same process, just 3 colors instead of 2. So you let it dry for just a little bit. Don't let it completely dry for 30 minutes. And then you'll peel it up and it will look right. So it'll look like this. You can see the front, it's kind of faint. But you can see where that silver starts to poke through in some areas. So I'm going to take this away. We kind of try to process everything out, save us a little bit of time. Now, this is going to be my final coat, so I want it to be very big. I want to seal it all in there. So I'm going to take my white again.
And that's the back of it.
This is, I'm working from the same side the whole time. So yes, this is the back. And I'm just going to, now I'm going to go a little bit slower this time, and I'm going to overlap every single pass.
And what pass is that?
This is the white perfection.
Okay.
So we started with white, And then we did silver, and I'm going to do white again. Okay? And I'm going to be a little slower because I want to get complete coverage. Making sure to really cover up that silver fox that we just sprayed. I don't want to suffocate y'all too much. And then you can see it finishes up.
It's nice.
You see how the lacquer colors melding together? It creates new colors. It creates vibrancy. And it really makes that silver pop out. Can you believe these are the same thing?
That's
Totally
cool.
different colors. So I'm going to tell you about two other pieces that we did. Now, when you're doing lacquer in glass, let it cure for 48 hours, okay? Give the lacquer some time to really grab a hold of your piece before you put it back into your furniture, okay? And that will lead me on to, say you're doing it as a tabletop. So this came off this little magazine rack we have right here. It was just a solid piece of glass. It was super boring. It didn't have those stoppers on it. So what I did was I took the water and rather than misting it above, took this fun little guy right here and I just kind of spackle all over and create puddles. And then what I did is I took my hair dryer and I swirled it out to create those veins that you're seeing. So what I did is I had my water and my veiny design that I wanted. I sprayed the white perfection over that. And rather than picking up the water, I actually left it. I left the lacquer sitting on top of the water so I get that really pretty little line. Yes. So you don't always have to pick up the lacquer. It just depends on the look you're going for. And then I put this silver fox on it, and I backed it with the one step because it was going on top of a metal surface, okay? This one we did not back with one step because it was in a cabinet door. It wasn't going to be bumping on top of something. So I do suggest for your furniture pieces, for your inlays on your cabinets, backsplashes, anything like that, back it with the one step, okay? So that was super simple. This took less than 10 minutes. Also, those two panes of glass up there took me a total of 20 minutes. Just if that gets you more excited. This one was kind of the same as this design right here, except I didn't use the hair dryer. So this just came from my splattering of water. And I was able to pick up the paint in some areas and leave it in others. So you don't, again, you kind of have to play around with the water and the lacquer and see what you like. So this is just silver fox and basic black. Super, super easy. This was unintentional. So, and then that's it. We do have these wonderful vases. Let's get it at the dollar store. We took some painter's tape and just taped it off. Sprayed the lacquer on top of it. Now, when you're doing vases and stencils that are adhesive like that, let it dry a total 30 minutes before you peel the lacquer off. Again, let it cure for 48 hours before you do anything with it. So wait, let it dry for 20 minutes before you pull the tape off. And then this one we just taped off, so it's kind of like a dip effect. We also had leftover price dots from a sample sale and did like a polka dot design, which is really cool. And what we did, we actually took we lacquered the base of it pink and then kept the rest of it white. So you had this tiny little hint of pink that came through. This is that damask stencil you had on your piece of fabric. So again, just wrapped it, sprayed it. How awesome of a gift would this be?
Yeah,
This didn't cost you more than $2 and almost none of this. Now I do like to do my vases upside down because I know my weaknesses and I will spray the inside of that. If you mess up, just take lacquer thinner and take it off so you can keep changing. These are kind of ever changing. Just depends on what we're going for. So, do y'all have any questions? No, it was kind of fast. No? I really encourage y'all to play with the glass. Someone came to us and said, can you create faux mirror with your metallic lacquers? Well, we couldn't, but we came up with something way cooler. So we just had a play day for like 2.5 hours and came up with all these different glass finishes. So, yeah. Any questions? No? Okay. Let's go finish our patinas, I believe.